And I think we'll start sitting. Why not? We're doing a little bit of twisting today, like a little bit of twisting on Tuesday. We're in the final days of the theme of surrender. And we're going to be moving into quieten next week, that's the theme. As we follow this rhythm of the seasons, a journey that we should is just the worst word ever, a journey that we might find we go into naturally. Although sometimes December, which is kind of the quietest month of all, is actually the most frantic month of all, and that's perhaps why everyone becomes sick and, we're really out of alignment with that seasonal flow to go completely bonkers in December. But it is good fun. So, bring your hands to your knees, sit up nice and tall, let your shoulders drop away from your ears. And breathing in and out very slowly and very consciously through your nose. And perhaps starting to hear some Ujjayi breath. I'm not sure if I pressed record. Let me just check. I did. Oh yes, I did. Okay. As you exhale, feel the weight of your pelvis and your legs and your physical body magnetizing down towards the ground. And as you inhale, let your spine come up out of your pelvis. The crown of the head lifting up high. Dropping right ear to right shoulder, sweeping chin down to chest. The left ear comes across. And coming in a nice full circle with your head. And then switching directions. Finding your way back to center, circling your shoulders, and you might find that your eyelids drop as you circle. Mine usually do. A nice invitation to go inwards. Excuse me. Noticing the sounds and the sensations as you circle. Then bringing the elbows in. And then doing full arm extensions. Taking as much time as you need and as much space as you need. And then hands to knees, circling the heart. and switching directions. And coming back to center, bringing your hands to your heart in prayer. And keeping your hands there, start to turn to the right. So we're coming into a rotation without using the arms. And try to keep the ribcage lifting so you're not sinking. And just notice where it is that you come to. Still the breath is nice and even. And from here you might just drop your hands down and notice where that natural twist when you come from the core, where it takes you to. And then walk your hands forwards and come into a fold over the right thigh. Just going to grab a tissue. Excuse me. And then come back up to center, bring your hands to heart. Notice how it feels to come into neutral and then turn to face the other way. Again, keeping the hands at your heart center so you're using your inner core to rotate, you're not using your arms. And actually you'll probably find you're using your legs quite a lot to help you. And then bring your arms down to where they would naturally fall. And then fold over the left thigh. Coming back up to center, bringing hands to heart. And again, keeping the hands where they are, turn to the right. Notice how much your legs are helping you, which are the muscles that are firing to help you twist. And then bring left hand to right knee, right hand behind. Inhale as you sit up and use your arms. Try to keep the strength in the core as well. So maybe 10% is coming from your arms, 90% coming from the core. Keeping the left hand across on the right knee. You're going to reach the right hand up. Get some height through the side body. And then exhale as you lean over towards the left. Taking that top arm. You can let that arm relax overhead. It doesn't need to stay strong. You can just rest on your head. And take some breaths there. And then inhale as you come back up to center. Stay in the twist, bring your hands to your heart. And then notice how it feels to move back to center. And then keep the twist moving over to the left. Notice what's going on around your body to help you hold this twist. And then bring the right hand down to the left knee. Left hand behind, get some height through the torso. And then try to keep the core engaged, so just 10% in the arms, 90% in the core. But certainly you can get a little bit more movement here. And then this left arm can rise up. Still the right hand is holding onto the left knee. And you can gently lean over to the right hand side as you take that top arm overhead. Inhaling as you come back up. And bringing hands to knees. And then walking the hands forwards. Dropping chin to chest. You might find a little sway from side to side feels helpful. And then walking your hands back in. And we'll straighten the legs out and cross them the other way. Sometimes feels a bit awkward the other way. Bringing your hands down and walking the hands forwards, dropping chin to chest. And again, you might want to do a little sway from side to side. And coming back up. And we'll uncross our legs again. And this time let's come back and sit on our heels. So for some people the knees don't really like this, in which case you can just put a cushion down behind you so you've got a bit of padding. Hands on thighs as you sit up nice and tall. We're going to reach right arm up. Fingers stretch up tall and then bend the elbow, bringing the hand down between the shoulder blades. And then sweep this left hand around to the back. And draw your fingertips up towards one another. And turn your tailbone down, bring your chin towards your chest. Sometimes that's quite a good place for a wriggle as well. And then extend the arms in either direction, so right hand's coming up, left hand's coming down. Bring the right arm out in front of you and use the left hand to guide it across the front of your body. Hug it in close towards you. And then bring both hands down to your side. And take your left arm up. Reach up nice and tall. And then bend the elbow, bring the hand down between the shoulder blades. And then sweeping the right arm round to the back. Bending the elbow. And coming to wherever feels like it's helpful. I know that for myself it's a very ever-changing landscape, what I can do with my shoulders. There's times when mobility is really effortless, and then there's times when it feels like an impossibility. So just notice for yourself, and also from one side to the other, very often hugely different. And listen out for the sound of your breath. And then releasing, reaching the left arm up. Right arm drops down. And bring the left arm out in front of you, and the right hand guides it across the front of your body. Breathing into the space behind you, behind your shoulders, or behind your heart rather. And then release and take your arms out to the side, palms facing away, fingers pointing up. Drop your shoulders away from your ears, so your shoulder blades slide down your back. And press the palms outwards. And then take your hands around behind your back, interlink your fingers. Bring the heel of the hands towards one another. And see if you can keep the heel connected as you press the hands away, which is different. If you let the heels come apart, it's a very different pose actually. It might feel slightly less satisfying, but it's just a tiny bit safer when you keep the palms together. Less room for hyperextension. Wriggle anything that needs to wriggle to give you space to breathe as you do that. And then release the arm. Give your hands a shake. We'll take the cushion away if you were working with the cushion, and we'll come onto all fours. So just be aware that there's a tendency to lock elbows here, and just keep them soft and bouncy. Keep everything soft and bouncy, the fingers are wide apart. As you inhale, look forwards, dip the spine. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, bring the chin towards the chest. And then start to circle the hips. And changing direction. Coming to center, coming on down onto your forearms. And step your feet away, so you're coming into a low plank. Keep pulling the tummy up towards the spine. And keep pressing down through the palms so it's not all on your elbows. And then lift the tailbone and walk your feet in. So you come into a dolphin pose. Heels can rock gently down towards the floor as you keep pushing through the hands. The head is hanging, neck is not straining in any way. And then gently drop knees down to the floor. Reach up through the left hand and we'll add a gentle twist, taking the right hand across, the left hand across and dropping the left ear to the floor. And this right hand, you might want to just make it a little cupcake so the palm comes up off the floor. You get a little bit of height and then play with drawing the shoulder blade down your back. And then flatten the right hand. Come back to center. Elbows down to the floor. Reach the right arm up this time. And then exhale. Right arm comes across, right ear comes to the floor. Left hand. Palm lifts, fingers stay down. And play with drawing your shoulder blades down, back. Hand flat. Coming back up onto your hands. Back to all fours. We'll extend this right leg out behind. You can play with lifting the foot, lifting the gaze and getting a bit of a back bend. That feels like a good thing to do. If it doesn't, then just stay level with the ground. And then as you exhale, bring that foot forward. Touch knee in towards nose. And then place the foot down between the hands. And take my socks off. Sometimes the slippiness of the socks is really not helpful, is it? Okay. And then inhale as you come up, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands to your heart. So these hips, they have loads of scope for movement. Let them come forwards more than rocking back. And keeping your hands exactly where they are, so directly in the center of the chest. Turn your gaze over to the right and use your core strength to rotate. You might find it helpful to lean forwards a little bit. And also helpful to keep the ribcage lifting up away from the pelvis. The legs will be quite strong actually helping you do this rotation here. Inhale as you come back to center. Reach the arms up and as you exhale, take the hands down, glide the sitting bones back. Little runner's stretch. Feel free to add the wriggles that you need. The pulse of your breath plays out through the spine. And coming forwards again. Inhale as you reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Use your core strength to rotate. And then hook the elbow across, so you come into a more traditional version. And if you want to turn the volume up on the practice, you can, she falls over, you can tuck your toes under and lift that back knee up off the floor. Or keep the knee down if you're going gently today. And then inhale, return. Arms come up. Exhale, hands come down. Bringing knees together. Sit back on heels and stretch arms out in front of you, forehead to the floor. And walk the hands over to the right. Really deep and nourishing breath. Bring the hands to center. And then over to the left. And coming back to center. Coming all the way back up. Onto all fours, extend the left leg out behind you. You can play with adding a dip in the spine, lifting the foot higher, lifting the gaze. And then exhale, bring that knee forward, come towards your nose, and then place the foot between the hands. And reorganize yourself in a way that feels helpful. You want your hips moving forwards towards that front heel. Inhale as you reach your arms up. And exhale as you bring your hands to your heart. Pressing the palms together. Inhale, float the ribs a little higher. And then just using your core strength, rotate across to the left. Maybe you can notice where you're actually using the muscles, how much your legs are taking this on. And then inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor, sitting bones glide back. And then coming forwards again as you inhale, reaching your arms up, bringing your hands to your heart center and rotating other side. Well done. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to the floor.